I just throw things out there. Just see how you feel.
What's up, everybody? Intox Rant incoming. So let's talk about Patriarch versus the Matriarch, right? So we can start off with the Patriarch because that's what we're in right now, right? We're in a patriarchy. That's what everybody talks about. So the way you should understand what a patriarch is a patriarch is about power and fear, right? It's kind of like, how they talk about mafia bosses and stuff. They ask them, is it better to be feared or better to be respected? You know what I mean? And so most of them will say feared, but that's the idea, right? The patriarchy creates a fear and you know what I mean? And that's what keeps them in power. But and then when you go to a matriarch, which is what we need to return to, right? We need to return to a matriarchy, which will make us be better off. But people often think, second you say matriarch, right? They all think, oh my God, we're going to give women all these positions, and what are they going to do? And they don't know how to run anything, right? Well, that's not how a matriarch works. That's how feminism works, right? So a matriarch is, you still have a women council, you still have women pick the ideas and stuff. You still have a women council and stuff like that. And women can still be in different positions and do different things. But what it comes down to is the women choose their leaders, meaning they pick the person that's best for the job, the most loved, the most respected. It becomes the person who's going to do the best job, and it's for the people. Because we sat here for years believing that all these people we've elected were here for us. They were looking out for our best interests. And what we've realized is that's not the case. And so we need to get a council and think up there somewhere, wherever it needs to be. I don't know if it needs to be, back in Washington, or if it just needs to be wherever. But they'll talk about getting council back up there so they can pick the right people for the right jobs and make sure that the people are taken care of, because think about it, right? If we had like a matriarch council and then they said, we're bringing up new technologies, we're bringing up new ideas, and all they would have to ask is two questions. And the first question would be, how does it affect the children? Because if it negatively affects the children, then we don't need it. We don't want it. And the second one would be, how do they affect the environment? And if it affects the environment negatively, then we don't want it. You see? So when you have those two things in place, stuff like the Kellogg's red dye situation doesn't happen. The poisoning in the food doesn't happen. The poisoning in our pharmaceuticals doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So a patriarch versus a matriarch, you see the difference now? One of them's all about fear and greed and all this bullshit, and the other one's about being loved and being respected in the community and being a good person for the community. So that's the difference. But if you want to hear more like this, come back and see me and BDot every Friday, 9 a.m., Awkward Intelligence. We'll see you then.
Awkward Intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
This is Awkward Intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
Awkward Intelligence.